grass not supposed to be green, like fake's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground, and a square's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun, and a two is not supposed to be a one. And the heart's not supposed to weigh a ton, and forever's not supposed to be done. Winter's not supposed to come in June, and I am not supposed to have the blues. There are so many things that are not supposed to be, except you and me. There are so many things that I'm not supposed to be. There are so, baby, except you.
Hey, Miss Carter. Damn. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to come in here while I'm sending out the link, y'all. Hey, saucy savage. Savage, you talk to Hottie? I'm mad at her. I seen her yesterday and uh she ain't even she didn't even respond to me yesterday. I know I've been busy, but she know what's been going on with me. Um okay. I sent the link out to everybody. Yeah, just I sent the link to her too. I just wanted to make sure she was alright. I haven't talked to her. And I seen her yesterday when we all was on the panel last night, and I kept speaking to her. I don't know if she seen it or not, but she didn't respond back. So yeah, just wanted to make sure she was alright. But other than that, we'll get into this commentary. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to come in here. Um, of course, I got everybody text messages. I got everybody phone calls. I know y'all seen people on their channels talking about me today. I really don't care. I knew it was going to happen because of last night there was a huge live, which I respect. Randa had a beautiful live yesterday. Um, I respect all the ladies who came up on that live yesterday, who was woman enough to have a constructive conversation, who was willing enough to take accountability, who was willing to try to put their differences aside to do what they have to do for R. Kelly. So I have to give nothing but respect to those individuals who was on that panel with me last night. It did go on to like 2:30 in the morning, so it wasn't long. But I knew that, if y'all read my title, like I said, guilt make you too. Period. If somebody's saying something about you that's not true, you're not going to respond. You're not going to have nothing to say, But if somebody's saying something about you that that is true, it's facts behind what these people are saying, guilt make you too. And I proved that what went down yesterday. Well, actually, today. Because instead of for a person keeping it real, they just make up lies on me. That's the part I don't get. If you're going to tell a story, at least tell the facts. Don't make up lies on me because I ain't make up lies on you. I told the facts. So I kind of knew that you were going to have some people responding. But the funny thing about these response, they don't never come for me. That's why I always say jazz hated by some, confronted by none. If you can't even be grown enough to come on a panel and talk to the people that you a legend that did this to you or did that to you, and shout out to the woman again who was on that panel and had no problem with addressing things and taking accountability for things they did, taking accountability for what we know we need to do, and um, exit ourselves from the drama and people that's on drama and focus on Robert. Then you got people out here lying, talking about I'm taking from subscribers or Kelly subscribers. But this the funny part. When I dropped my receipts, what was it? The other day, last week, I dropped one receipt for $250 I sent Robert. I dropped another receipt for $100 I sent Robert. And dropped a whole nother receipt for $100 I sent Robert. So just with them three receipts, 450, 150, 250. So that's 450, 550, 650, $750. So until they can drop a receipt to match my $750 I sent to Robert, ain't nothing to talk about. What is it to talk about? Until they can match my $750 that I sent to Robert, and that's just in a matter of March 4th, March 13th, and April 5th. Let me make sure. I think it's April. Let me make sure. I don't want the dates mixed up. Y'all know I gotta come to y'all with facts. April. Okay, give me a second. Oh, okay. April 3rd. So 2 weeks in March, one in April, and altogether that was $750. Then I didn't even pull out the receipts from the money that I sent to individuals who are doing things for Robert behind the scenes and helping bring awareness to the different states and cities. But all of this stuff costs money. So not even counting the money that I sent them to help them with the different projects that they're displaying. I don't care if you're not my friend. I don't care if you don't want to be my friend. But if you claim you're for Robert Sylvester Kelly, keep it like that. That's it. See, they get this thing mixed up where people trying to unite so that the masses could come together and support Robert. This is how you know these people is not about Robert, because all they worried about is, oh, well, such and such used to be my friend, that person used to be my friend, this person. We in a fight for Robert Sylvester Kelly. You played yourself by even befriending people, and then you wait 7, 8 months later, calling me ugly, saying that I don't know this person, saying that I went around on every YouTube channel before I came to him. First of all, if I did all these things, why were you running around YouTube calling me your sister, calling me your cousin, leaving comments under my channel? Oh, sis, I love you, sis. If anything, you look very fake. You look very fake. Because the first chance you got that I said I'd rather focus on Robert than the drama, you straight turned on me very fast. And not even just that, you had no reason to turn on me because I'm more loyal than the people you got over there in your camp. I'm the only one willing to go miles. I'm the only one showing up in different cities and states. Where's the rest of these people? Then you left me out there in a state and promised me that you would be there. And you never showed up. You still won't bring that up. Because you the one that came on the internet and said you was there. You played a video and said you was there. But you weren't in New York. So how you going to try to come for me, but you won't even meet up in real life? I think I'm the wrong one for you to come for. Because also, your crew is not keeping it real with you. Like I told you, I don't show my right hand what my left hand is doing. And with that being said, is before you called yourself trying to disrespect me, exploit my brother all over YouTube, dox my husband, I never did nothing to you but walk away. Everybody's been seeing it. It's no reason to lie. People have got in contact with me behind the scenes, and I have delivered them receipts. I have met up with these people in person. I just was in Chicago for Robert's birthday. That was in January. So I had to provide other information to people in Chicago because they know I'm willing to show up in real life. I'm not going to sit on the phone and say, hey, yeah, I'm going to be at such and such this date. Da, 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 da. I'm getting a hotel. Da, da, da. That date, I'm going to be checking my hotel, calling them. Yo, I'm here. So why would you try to come up against somebody like me that's willing to go from here, here, there, and there when it comes to anything that's for Robert Sylvester Kelly? I'm going to be there. I'm not going to try to disrespect or push that type of supporter to the side because all the rest of your other supporters, they're never going to show up to a court date. They're never going to show up to a trial. Let me tell you why. Because they know they have too many enemies. They have did a lot of terrible things on these YouTube streets. So they're going to be scared to go to a public place because one of the people might be there that either they disrespected or it might be there because a lot of people are scared to leave because they think what's going to happen to them is the same thing that's happening to others that don't want to leave. That left, I'm sorry. But again, why play with me knowing your group ain't keep it real with you? They didn't tell you they was on my phone for 4 or 5 hours a day. They didn't tell you they was calling me Monday through Sunday. And I had to tell them, wait, oh, sorry, you guys. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Pamela. I had to tell people like, wait. Now, I ain't never doxed these people. I never put these people information out. I never even put these people pictures on my platform. Never. But the first chance they got, they threw me under the bus. The first chance without trying to see what other individuals talk to me behind the scenes. Because now you put yourself in a complicated situation because the individuals that were sending me stuff, it shows proof of people being doxxed. Right? And through the whole time, I kept my mouth shut. Because even when I walked away from you, that had nothing to do with the people that were sending me stuff. I never wanted to mix in the two. But at the end of the day, the reason these people are doing these things is because of you. just like I was. But it's just funny to me now. I'm all these names. I'm a liar. And let's say this. I was the only one that had Bruce Cash App up for 4 months. I even got the receipts, the money I sent to Bruce. So if you can't match my $750 that I just sent Robert within the last 2 weeks in March, and you get that date for April, and April 3rd for April. If you can't show me a receipt just to match that, or at least show me a receipt of you at least sending Robert over 200, then you can't never say I'm using no subscribers, because if I pull up my Cash App right now, I have sent Robert way more money than the support I get. I send Robert 10 or 15 cards a week. And by the way, I don't know if you in this chat, yes, Teresa, I sent your cards out. Well, put your name on your cards for Robert. They went out yesterday. And who else cards went out? Somebody else card. I gotta go over there, look at the paper. I just know Teresa was the last person. And I seen somebody in my comments Sunday. Please, guys, every time you go to my videos, look inside the discussion or the about section. When you go to the videos, it has the channel number and the email, which I have somebody controlling the email that checks the email every single day. So if you want to contact me through the email or contact me through the channel number about your name being posted inside the cards for Robert, I will. I'm only putting your name once you give me permission to add your name to the weekly cards that goes out. Because now I have somebody who, again, deals with the email. So if you got any questions, any concerns, if you want to send me information that you think is good for me to speak about regarding Robert Sylvester Kelly case, or if it's something else that you just want me to speak about on the channel, you can also bring that information to the email. Also, if you would like, because I know somebody asked me the other day about receipts or whatever. If you got receipts you want to send me, send them. If you see these people and what they doing online, I'm not saying their name because they're not going to get that much attention on my page, on my channels. But if you know that these people are lying and you want to send a letter in, fine. Email me, send a letter, because I'll just send it straight to my lawyer. My lawyer has everything. My lawyer knows everything that's going on. My lawyer has the links to the channels of the individuals who was defaming my character since November. Okay? The first defaming my character, you had a woman going around for 6-7 months saying I set her up. 6-7 months, I set her up. But the funny thing about this is I get blamed for doxing people, all these different things. None of the stuff I'm doing. But my family really got doxed. People stealing my videos and putting them all over YouTube, making up a whole narrative of my video. The same way I'm talking to y'all right now, the same way how I was in my video, in my phone, talking to my subscribers, minding my business. In my phone, talking to the subscribers, minding my business. But instead, they came and stole my video off of my channel and exploded it on YouTube. They came and stole my brother's picture off of my YouTube channel, because they don't know none of my brothers, and posted it all on YouTube. And then you had this woman, PG, who posted my brother's picture on her platform and then added the FBI. And then not only that, she put this guy Don Snow picture next to my brother. It's no excuse. The woman never apologized. Then all of a sudden last night, She comes and ran the chat because we were over there having a great dialogue that she's coming to talk to me. What do you have to say to me about you laughing and joking with these individuals, posting my brother picture all online? Imagine my mother. For everybody that's in my chat right now, just put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that day, which was a Saturday, when me and my mother went live on my live. Just put a 1 in the chat if you guys remember. That Saturday when me and my mother went live on my live. Just put a 1 in the chat. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you, Pamela. That's how we got our cards for last week. I really appreciate the donations because I try to get Robert Hallmark cards. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read y'all one of the cards now. And this the crazy thing. This is what I have to do because of the lies that people do, right? So I have to keep a big bag of all the receipts that I spend on Robert. See all the receipts? It look like a raffle. See all these receipts? See all these receipts? It's a shame. See all these receipts? I gotta keep all these receipts. See this? And this is just a stack of them right here, folded. But this is all for 2 years. See all these receipts? See all these receipts? And I'm still not even at the bottom. All these are receipts. And I just had to do this last night because for these people that's lying on me and my family's name and telling people that we never stepped to the lawyer and went to the lawyer office. Well, the secretary told me to also bring the big bag of receipts too. Yeah. Busted. So again, these are like the kind of cards that I make sure that we get Robert. I don't know if y'all can see this. It's probably because I got my green screen on. But you always make sure, you guys, you got to stay with a white envelope. You can get as many cards as you want. Just make sure that the envelope is white because if it's not, they'll send it back. But I just want to show y'all like the kind of card. I want y'all to see the writing on it. Can y'all see the writing? I don't know if y'all can see the writing, but it say just to keep in touch. And then at the bottom, it has like a verse scripture. Let me see if I can like try to. I guess it ain't gonna show y'all because I got my green screen on. Oh, yes, it's showing up a little bit. Boy, yeah, it's not going. It's because I got my green screen on, y'all. But this is an example, and it says, adopt a piece of nature, adopt a pace of nature, and the secret is patient. Emerson, caring about how you're doing and thinking of you often. Just a reminder that I'm always thinking and praying for you, and always remember, no matter what, I'll always be here for you. So this is like one of the cards, and I love this one that I got. Let me show you guys this one. I don't know if y'all can see this. Oh, that one showed up. I'm gonna read it. It's so nice, y'all. It say, the healing power of the smiley face. Smileys are recommended for ages 1 to 101. Smileys have been known to induce silliness. Side effects may include laughing, doing cartwheels, and an urge to draw more smileys. Smileys chase away the blues. Last but not least, smileys may become habit forming. Sending lots of smileys your way. I know you will get through any bad days. Just always remember to smile. Smile takes away the fear. Smile takes away the tears. Just always remember to smile. Isn't that nice, y'all? So that's just like the example of all the Hallmark cards that I pick up. And in case anybody try to say, "Oh, they're dollar," no, these are Hallmark cards. Anytime Hallmark cards has the stamp on the back, which is the American greeting cards, just to make sure y'all see that. They are $4 cards, okay? So you got people that try to lie and all that. We don't do that over here. Period. And because Mother's Day is coming up, and I know that Robert is going to be very sentimental with Mother's Day coming up, I decided for us to send him the Mother's Day cards for his mother. So let me get them for y'all. And we will be talking about a couple other things too. I gotta get my pad out. Sorry, y'all, I had to get these things out. Ugh. And then I'm gonna go over a couple things because I told everybody we would start the raffle by the 8th for the Mother's Day, but I'm going to do it a little earlier because a little later now because as you guys know that Robert has his court Thursday, so I'm going to be there in the morning for that. And then now I am going Monday to the plane that's going to be driving past from the Brooklyn waterfront to the George Washington Bridge, which is April 19th at 12 o'clock for an hour. From this month and last month, shout out to the supporters, and for us being able to donate to make it happen. I hear people lying. Trust me, there's a receipt as well for that. Okay? And it was over $1,400. And then some of us was still sending Robert money to Western Union and still making sure that got done as well. So the whole goal was from a couple bloggers and a couple supporters was that they didn't want nobody to have to worry about paying for the plane and not focusing on the Western Union to Robert. If y'all understand where I'm coming from. So that's why a lot of people didn't know about the money to put up for the plane, because it was like behind the scenes. Some people were sending individuals money, and those individuals were sending the money either straight to RKelly or straight to a cause for RKelly. So that's why I told you guys over here in my channel that far as us over here, my donation is good as you guys' donation over here, because we're all in this together for Robert. So I know some people, it might have been hard. Bills might have been hard this month. It's been hard for everybody. I'm pretty sure of it. That's why I thank God to this day I still am employed. But trust me, with me burying my aunt, burying my brother, and then my uncle died 3 weeks exactly after my brother. It's been the most hardest year of my life. Okay? And this year just began in January. The hardest year of my life. And then not forgetting my father died last year. So between my father, my aunt, my brother, my uncle, they say death come in threes. Well, for me, it was four. Okay? And when you have a family member that dies and they're not prepared, and meaning insurance policies, it's very, very expensive. I didn't want to see my mother struggling to have to pay for my brother's tombstone. So we made sure we got that done. But now, as a aunt, I'm still taking care of my nieces and nephews. Because once the man leaves, who my nieces and nephews counted on to put a roof over their head, food in their mouth, his wife counted on him to put a roof over their head, food in their mouth. So I'm not going to see my brother's family without. So I appreciate everybody who's been supporting, because again, with me still supporting Robert, I'm taking out of my money, mine. And what hurts me the most is when you have these lying people on YouTube, but still collecting donations from their subs, but they can't even send Robert $100. But you got people sending you 300, 400, 500, and not even just that. People been collecting money for 2 years. I just put a cash app up last October that just passed. And not only that, I was telling people to send donations to Bruce and then Sharon. Now ask me how many bloggers donated to me, but ask me how many donations have I gave all the bloggers that support RKelly and that don't support RKelly. I have one blogger and subs that supported me, but not bloggers. Only one blogger that's for RKelly that ever supported my channel. Ever. Did I cry mope about it? No. I still had to do what I had to do for RKelly. And then I sent out so many flyers and paid for the shipping. And when you send it to the UK and international, it's not cheap. Then I was sending hoodies and t-shirts out and paid for the shipping. Then I recently sent a couple people for Valentine's Day. I sent them out Valentine's Day gifts, paid for shipping, paid for the gifts. Just the thought for people that was supporting me when I needed it, or people that was supporting me and don't gotta come on the internet and lie or make up something because they supported me. That's why you see every channel on YouTube and it says their Cash App, their PayPal. Why continue to worry about me and my Cash App, but you would never ever present your Cash App? Never. And like I said the other day, I'm sorry because so many people told me before I even dropped my receipts, Chaz, you don't got to prove what you send to Robert because these people never going to show their receipts. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Because it's not about Robert to them. Okay? And then you got people so dumb, they said the other day that all I do is send my whole paychecks to RKelly. Now, if that was somewhat, if you called yourself saying that to try to make me look bad, you made yourself look stupid. Because if I support this man, yeah, I would send him money or donation. Now, to say my whole checks, you don't even know what my checks consist of. You don't even know what business I work for. You don't know anything. You don't. But for you to say that I'm sending all my money, I'm a dummy, and when RKelly go to court, I better go get a therapist because I'm going to be done and flipping out when I see what's about to happen to him. Wow. But this is coming from a person that claimed they for RKelly. So why should I have to go get a therapist because of what the outcome going to be for RKelly? But you're supposed to be for RKelly. So all you did was make yourself look stupid and show that I am a supporter. And that if something did happen to him, that is going to hurt. Because I am a real supporter. You didn't make me look dumb. You made yourself look dumb. Because if I'm willing to give RKelly my whole paycheck or donate to him or go back and forth to these different cities and states to bring awareness, that shows I'm a supporter. That's what that shows. I'm a supporter. And that shows that I'm willing to be there for him during this trial and even after. So, back to what I was saying. You said you remember? Okay. So, if y'all remember, right after me and my mom went live, this is when this woman, PG, posted my brother. She posted him hours later. So when she came over to Randa's live yesterday, because so happily somebody sent her a screenshot and told her I was in Randa live, which I don't believe, but if that's what they want to run with the narrative, run with it. Run with it. But what I'm saying is, why wouldn't you be woman enough to call me before you put up my brother's picture? Why now? Because you see me on Randa's page. Oh, I'ma just go inside the chat. That was so dumb. And at the end of the day, what makes it more dumb about all of this stuff is that, let me ask you another question. Do y'all remember when this guy, Don Snow, was attacking Sky Zone, PG, and Prima Donna? And I opened my platform up so that they can get the respect they deserve and to address how it was wrong that these women was attacked by this man. If y'all remember that, when I opened my platform up and Sky Zone called in, PG people came over, Prima Donna came over, and I was addressing the dude Don Snow for attacking them. So if you remember that, put a 1 in the chat. And the reason I brought that up is because that's how you knew that that woman knew that that guy wasn't my brother. That's how you know that she knew that that wasn't my brother. And I'm sorry, y'all, because it just pissing me off a little bit, because it's funny how now You want to come to somebody else's page to address me about your wrongdoings when you could have just called me when it first happened. But no, it didn't matter. And that's why I'm saying to people, why now call? Why now try to come to a conclusion? But when me and my mother was hurting, the day my mother came on my live to thank the supporters for the things they were sending and flowers to my mom and sympathy cards and all type of stuff. Here come this person, and throughout the duration, you had no respect for my family. But the first thing I did for you when you were attacked and your children, I had much respect for your family, that I even opened up my whole platform for your family. So when I say these people are backstabbers, y'all, they will cut you with a knife. Straight up. And the sad part about all this, mm, the sad part about all of this, now that I think, is that people wanted the division since day one. They wanted to break up the RKelly supporters since day one. Day one. And they succeeded. That's the sad part. You remember Miss Carter? Yep. That day I had the live. And I opened up because Miss Lady T was the one that sent me the videos of the guy. He was on Larry's channel admitting what he did. And before he went on Larry's channel, Miss Lady T had the videos. She sent them to me. So how was this my brother? But all of them back there knew all these different things. And even when the guy Don Snow came on Dude channel and he said, I don't know what Just Jazz. He said, I seen that picture on Passion Against the channel. He said, that's not me. So right then and there, apology should have been given. But you know what the dude over there say? Oh no, that's not the video she put up of you. Make that make sense to me. The boy telling you to your face, he don't know me. He telling you to your face, that's not him in the picture that PG pulled up. So make it make sense. So let's finish this, you guys, because I'm getting very sidetracked and I wanted to reach all these. So, like I said, because I know Robert might be a little sad for Mother's Day, so we're going to send him the Mother's Day cards. Okay, give me 1 second, Joe. Okay, so, and I just had to change these envelopes over. So the cards would be like this for Robert's mom. And I also got one for his sister. And you know the inside. And then I'll still be making some for putting everybody's name in it. But now what I'm doing with the cards, I don't want to fill each card up with a load of names, so that, because I don't know if Robert's reading or if he's paying somebody else to do the reading. So I'm only picking three per card. So 3 names per card. So I'll stick to them same names every week. And then after each card, it'll be 3 more names, 3 more names, 3 more names, like that. So that Robert will always remember who y'all are get a closer relationship to us as well, because he'll be visibly seeing these names, but not all bunched together. So it's easy when you see something firsthand, then um firsthand, then a whole bunch of names on one piece of one card. So, and I think this one is too funny. Then I'm gonna send him as well. This is too funny for his mom, just to cheer him up. And the reason I'm gonna send them early is because anybody knows what's going on with the post office right now. It is very comical and it's very expensive for them just to leave it at your door, or for people that don't get their mail and stuff in time. It's crazy. So that's with the cards. And like I said, Teresa, and there's one more other person. I gotta look at my notebook who also. Okay. All right, I got it, you guys. So, right. And that's the bad part about it. Like, Miss Carter, that's the part I'm confused. Everybody else get to have YouTube channels and been getting money for 2 years straight. Two. Half of them ain't showing up to no rallies. Half of them ain't showing up to no court dates. Half of them ain't showing up nowhere. That's why I'm like, how can these people judge me? But when it comes down to traveling to this man court dates and things that he need done, that he need help with, help for us to bring awareness and stuff, these people ain't even going to show up in the city or the state that you asking if they can show up to bring awareness about Robert Sylvester Kelly's case. They ain't gonna come out. So why sit up on a vicious the bit? Why sit up there and just lie? Just lie, like lie, 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 lie. And also, what I noticed is the people, and shout out to Mocha for bringing this up, but the people who for R. Kelly, that's doing something for R. Kelly, he and others are heated. How you ready to jump down my throat all because I said that the supporters and us and Robert Sylvester Kelly told his family that it was better if the supporters sent it through the Western Union? Because see, Robert can do whatever he want with that account, and he can send the money here, he can send the money over here, he can do whatever he want with it. We ain't gotta worry about no middleman. He say, she say, we say, they say, this say. No, Robert Sylvester Kelly say. That's it. That's all I'm rocking with. Robert Sylvester Kelly says, and that's it. That's it. No in between, no over here, no I talked to this person, oh we talked to that one. No. Just straight ahead. So make sure I answer all the questions as well. I'm gonna open the link up because I usually don't. Let me see. I don't want to really give nobody no shine on my channel, but I heard that a couple people were talking about me, and it's like an ongoing thing. But everything I said, uh, let me see. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, I wanted you guys to hear something. Okay, there we go.
Why did your parents put you in this position?
The story here is, how did he get away with this for 30 years? It should have ended with Tiffany Hawkins, victim number one.
I was the first girl, and nobody believed me.
He married Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that. Tracy Sampson, her sexual contact begins when she is 17. Patrice Jones, at age 17, she became pregnant. A fourth public lawsuit, Montina Woods, was videotaped.
Mr. Kelly has been indicted. There's been a warrant issued for his arrest.
The block filled up with police cars. He was not guilty, even though the evidence was there.
I know the names of 48 women whose lives Kelly has ruined. 48 women can't be lying.
Some of his alleged victims are speaking out in a powerful new docuseries.
RKelly turned himself into Chicago police Friday night.
I promise you, we're going to straighten all this stuff out. That's all I can say right now.
If there's no problem and she's with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, she can easily speak to her two younger sisters.
RKelly was really born out of the work that the Savages were doing to get their daughter back. Just seeing their anguish and their pain really inspired me to act and really to try to figure out how to amplify their voice and the voice of all of the parents and all of the women who have been coming forward.
Joseph, if you're seeing this message, please know that I love you. I'm your mother. I love you dearly.
No parent should have to go on TV crying about their daughter being abused, being kidnapped, basically, being brainwashed.
Which was all allegations.
The Mute RKelly campaign got traction, both because of the fact that people were saying that he was running a sex cult, and also the Me
Which
Too
wasn't
movement.
true.
Why should there be a movement that was holding all these high-profile people accountable, and yet RKelly was still bumping and grinding his way through the music industry?
Because it was all allegations. He was not guilty.
Right after Gail King, we got a call from Jocelyn.
Hello? Hey, Jocelyn, this is Mommy.
I just want to let you know, like right now, as you're listening, like really listen to me, I have posted that.
After the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, we could have said no more. But then there was the sixth, the seventh, the eighth. We could have stopped it there. Then there's the 9th, the 10th, the 11th. Like, I mean, this just went on and on and on. And we all just stepped in the name of love, and we danced to his music, and we paid for his con.
No, because Kim Fox solicited victims and told people to come forward. If Robert Sylvester Kelly, we need you to come forward. We can't do anything unless people come forward, because they knew they had nothing on him. That's why the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, that's why all these women start coming forward, because they knew they could get lawsuits, which is money. They knew they could be on TV shows, which is the clout, the media, the cameras.
And we gave him the lifestyle that enabled this. Even though we knew what he was doing, we owe them everything.
We have to properly contextualize this moment. It is decades of internal conversations that have been happening in beauty shops and at kitchen tables and on couches.
So, the reason I wanted to play a little bit of that is because now, please y'all put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. I wanted to play this little clip from RKelly's lawyer, Nicole. I was just sent it, so I was gonna I'ma still speak on 2 other things after my commentary. Thank you guys for still being here. Please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button or hit the thumbs down button. But again, I appreciate you for being here. Even if you're not on my side, you don't like me, you hate me, which hate is a strong word, but just be for Robert, you know? Even though you know that I'm a pure woman. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead on and start it, you guys. I just said if y'all can just put a one in the chat so I can know if y'all can hear me. Because it's a lot of rumors going around, and it's a shame that grown people will sit on platforms and lie on Nicole Roberts' lawyer and say that this woman told them that people were not sending money in for R. Kelly. Well, that's a total lie. And one reason why it's a lie is because at the end of the day, that is privacy to her client. That is confidentiality, okay? That is very confidential. So nobody will ever be able to call a lawyer and question a lawyer about what another supporter sent for their client. Ever. So I'm going to play this audio and shout out to the person who just sent me this so that you guys can hear out of Nicole's mouth yourself and how she feels about certain things with the case and other things from her perspective. Okay. So y'all can hear it great. Okay, let's start.
Notorious cases for right now of this decade.
You got it.
Mr. R. Kelly, Mr. Robert Kelly. First of all, thank you for coming in.
Of course.
I got lots of questions for you. I got questions for listeners and everything like that. One question for one listener is from Melissa, and she says, why are you defending this man?
That's a question I get all the time. Mm-hmm. And, Bushman, I have a job to do. And listen, people in general seem to not like lawyers, right?
Right.
So I know that stigma comes along with what I do. But it is a job, and my job I'm dedicated to, and I do it honestly, and I work hard. So because I had the background that I had, which was the chief of the sex unit over in Macomb County for so long, and being in that unit, I know this stuff frontwards and backwards in my sleep. Mm-hmm. So I'm now on the defense side, and I'm also now being asked to analyze and represent a case that is in my wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. So I don't look at it as I'm not a starstruck person. I'm not looking at it as, oh my gosh, I get to stand next to Robert Kelly. No. Right. I see facts and I analyze facts. I wish I could tell you I've analyzed the facts in this case. However, we don't have all the discovery.
That was another question for you. Now there's these alleged sex tapes of Mr. Kelly that are in the prosecution's hands, correct?
Well, what sounds so good is you said tapes, and that's because it's been represented that there's one tape. Mm-hmm. Then there's Michael Avenatti with the first tape. Right. Then all of a sudden he talks to the media and said there's a second tape, and then he said there's a third tape. Meanwhile, Bushman, my understanding for what the prosecutor has indicated so far, there's one tape. And that tape, they have not produced to us yet.
Wow. So
told you guys. I told you. But you got people claiming they're for R. Kelly, saying that there were 3 tapes out there. And then you got these people that say they're not for R. Kelly that lied and said that at that court date. Now, do y'all remember when they started lying, knowing that half of us were going to the court dates and were listening in to the court conference call? When they lied and said that the prosecutor said that they had a football field full of child porn tapes and that they asked the lawyers if they wanted to come see it. They never said they had child porn. They said that they had tapes and stuff that they were going over. Never said it was child porn on no tape. Or R. Kelly would have had more charges brought up on him. Okay? But like I told y'all from the beginning, they kept saying the one because we knew that Avenatti had lied at CNN. Okay? So let's finish hearing Nicole, R. Kelly's lawyer, finish debunking these lies.
And seeing the tape, the evidence that they claim they have against R. Kelly.
You got it.
Wow. Another question that came from Instagram from Diva_Nails. She was thinking that he's going to be charged, but she feels like they're not going to charge him with everything that they're trying to charge him with. But she was also asking, what about the parents of these alleged kids, that he allegedly, had relations with? What, or if anything is going to happen to them?
Okay, so the first part of that question, with regards to the girls, listen, we know, it's actually the second part of your question. Mm-hmm. We know that there are two sets of parents that have been active and on TV and with Gayle King, trying to, what they're calling, see their daughters, right? We know that. That's a fact. Another fact is that one of Robert's girlfriends, we learned, was Jocelyn, and Jocelyn Savage, and her parents are indicating that they're actively trying to see Jocelyn. Mm. Robert and Jocelyn have told them several times that they can come meet her. And yet in the media, all we're hearing is, we can't see her. Is she okay? Is she safe?
Another lie that I told everybody. Nobody was listening to me. The media manipulation.
Called them and said everything's fine. They have their own contentious issues that started way before Robert even came into Joycelyn Savage's life. Mm-hmm. So, it's an easy thing for the media to sort of put out there, and the Savages keep going on TV shows and putting that out there. And I get it. If I hadn't seen my daughter in a while, I'd be doing anything I could to see him.
Right.
But they have that opportunity, and yet there's all these stipulations that they want to put on it. You know what, Bushman, if someone had my child, and I hadn't seen my child in a year, 2 years, whatever they're claiming, right? Mm-hmm. You better bet that whatever options they're going to give me, even though there might have to be a gun to my head, I would find a way to get myself there to see my freaking daughter.
Right.
So it certainly should put some questions and red flags in everybody's mind.
Do you think the media coverage on this, and even everything with like the Lifetime surviving R. Kelly, do you think it's making your job harder and confusing the listener, the audience who are fans of R. Kelly?
There's no doubt. Okay. There is, unfortunately for Robert, this came at a very crucial part of life and history with the whole hashtag Me Too. Mm-hmm. We see in the media, people are going down right and left, and we're talking big people, right? So unfortunately, Robert has certainly been sort of tied into that whole movement, and that movement is a very strong movement.
Yes.
Okay. So Robert's blessed to have tons of really dedicated fans. His fans are ride or die. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, you go anywhere, and sure, there's the haters, but there's also he's got a lot of love.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Nicole. Because let them tell it on YouTube, don't nobody give you no money. Don't nobody do nothing for R. Kelly. But thank you for coming on air saying Robert has some ride or die fans, period. Meaning, we send money, we putting our time aside, we'll go to any city, state, out the country, doesn't matter. So when y'all hearing all this on the internet, listen, Nicole telling y'all firsthand, she ain't gonna say R. Kelly got no ride or die fans if we ain't doing no ride or die things for him, okay? So please stop listening to the lies that the people putting out there. What cracks me up is the main people that's out there lying to about didn't nobody send Nicole money and all that. Where is their receipt that they ever sent money? Oh, okay.
That he appreciates, supporting him. And, he's a man who at this point we know is not making money.
Right.
Okay. And it's not because he doesn't want to, it's because there's vendors that just refuse, basically blackball him. Correct? So if he can't make any money, how is he going to get the army that he needs to put stuff out in the media so that they understand that #MeToo? Sure, we understand that victims need a voice.
Right.
But he not only #MeToo, but in general, most of the media, I'd say 90%, they are boxing this man in. Okay. And it's very difficult for him to have a voice because he unfortunately has been the focus of a lot.
For everybody that's just coming in, you might have to rewind it back some. It's not that far, but this is Nicole, one of Robert's lawyers. Nicole, I don't know if you ever met Nicole, but Nicole is the pretty, skinny, light-skinned girl.
Negativity. And the other side hasn't really been talked about. And frankly, that is part of why I'm here. And that's part of why I approve doing some of the interviews on TV, because there's another side. But without money, how is he going to get, he was a mega star. If he's got mega star money, he's going to be able to combat the media just like anyone else. But we know, unfortunately for Robert, he's surrounded himself around some people that really took advantage of him. Specifically, I mean, with regards to money, management, and you hear about that all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not something new. But what it did is it really minimized his circle of trust. And when you minimize your circle of trust, you don't know who you can trust and who you can't. The problems is now, if you don't got the money behind you, how are you going to combat this enormous storm that's coming your way? And that's why I'm here to sort of speak out, to remind the world that there's always three sides to a story.
Now, I did see, I think on TMZ yesterday, where he paid 2 months of child support ahead.
So he paid 2 months of child support that he had owed.
Okay.
He's up to date. He also, remember there was a woman who's doing a civil suit and he didn't show up for court. And everyone's like, oh my God, he didn't show up for court. What's wrong with him? He's big ego.
Right.
Okay. Well, first of all, it was a win, by the way. The other day, the judge lifted that particular decision.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
You got it. So that was good. But listen.
And I told you guys that when I spoke about that, what was that? Last Thursday, when I said that the judge granted that motion and they lifted that motion that the lawyers put in. But no, you had people lying on the internet saying that he didn't win that motion. But now you hear from Nicole saying it was a win. Okay? Now you hear Nicole saying that Roberts has ride or die fans that are standing up no matter what. Okay? So when you got people out here lying saying no money was sent, it was receipts that were dropped. And they still coming up lying, saying that no money was sent. And you also hear her say that there's only one tape. There's not 3 tapes. But you hear that other side running around saying it's a football field full of child porn, lying when we all was at that court date, but they wasn't even at the court date. But they're saying that the prosecutor said and told Robert's lawyers that they had all these videos of child porn. Okay, and we all know if that was the case, more charges would have been brought up on Robert Sylvester Kelly if there was a video with him with a child. Okay. Secondly, like she said, there's only one alleged video that they still don't even have possession of or seen. So if they had all this stuff that they claimed and told the lawyers they could come down and see it, why haven't they seen it yet? Make it make sense. But you got to go back. Remember, Avenatti's the one that came out alleging these sex tapes. So now we out from 3 tapes. Now we back to the 1 tape, like I said from the beginning. But no, nobody wants to listen. All you got to do is, you don't want to listen to me, fact check.
Robert happens to be, now I've spent a lot of time with him, okay? Because I need to understand, just like I do with any client, I need to understand.
Zena, that was the receipt that I put up last week. She got $1,500. Robert got $1,500. And between the 2 weeks of March and April 3rd, I sent $750. Now, the plane that's coming to New York for Robert on the 19th, money that I donated over to another supporter who put the other people donated to that was over $100-something. So right now, if anybody else wants to send, they can, but I have stuff that I have to deal with at this moment because I still have to get ready to prepare for the trial, which is in August. And then I'm still trying to get to this court date, which is in 2 days.
Where that person is coming from and what their perspective is, okay? I have been with him in person. We are in constant communication, okay? He is,
let me pause this again. Zaina, I'm going to speak on other folks anytime my brother that was killed was dragged online. Nobody told people don't speak on my brother. My husband was doxxed. When all this stuff happened, I didn't even speak on people then. So, not trying to be smart or anything, but if you're not in my shoes, you can't really say how I feel. I have been lied on and lied on. And I talked to bloggers that's way bigger than me. And they told me the same thing. You have every right to go on your channel that you built, and protect your brand and speak your truth and drop your receipts. So to say don't speak nobody's name, but on the deli since November the 2nd, my name has been spoken, and I only start speaking up in the middle of February. Nah, I think people need to start going to go tell them people stop saying my name. Then I will stop defending my name. But if it was your family member that was exploded all over the internet and your mother loses a child, my mom ain't had nothing to do with none of that. Neither did I. I never posted nobody pictures. I never posted their families. I never even said nobody's name. Then a rally that I was doing for Robert Sylvester Kelly was complicated because of somebody that claimed they were for R. Kelly, and the ladies that was there with me had to experience a car driving up to this woman because this lady claiming she was for R. Kelly was flashing guns on a video. She could have got us killed. So at this point, please, ain't nobody, let me tell you something, Zena. You can't shut nobody's channel down. You go talk to them channels that's flashing guns, that's threatening people, posting people kids. They need to worry about them channels being shut down. YouTube is not shutting my channel down when I have my 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 8th, and 14th Amendment right. This is why I said Y'all have to stop listening to the bull crap, because this is why Robert's going through what he's going through. Just because you hear somebody say something, that don't necessarily make it true. How are they going to shut my channel down, right? I never posted nobody's video, pictures, nothing. But these people have posted my videos. These people have posted my family. And you think YouTube going to shut me down? Wait on it. That's what I don't understand about y'all. It's like, I understand, you know, but if you really knew what was going on behind the scenes, I don't think you would be telling me that they're trying to shut my channel down. How they going to try to shut my channel down? But you just seen this guy post a sniper gun on his channel less than 5 days ago, threatening women. Make that make sense? That man posted my brother and lied and said he was somebody else. That man doxed my husband and put his real name out on YouTube. So that's common sense to know, how are they going to shut my channel down? That man been playing my videos. That other woman been playing my videos. They've been stealing pictures off of my YouTube. So how would they shut my channel down? You got to think, Zena. You got to think. Because it's like you're falling into the BS instead of for standing up to what's right. Because it's right in your face. Because if you know all these things that was said, either you had to been watching these people. So common sense will tell you, how is Jazz channel going to get shut down when you're playing Jazz videos? How is Jazz channel going to get shut down when you're putting her family pictures on your platform? How is Jazz channel going to get shut down when you're the one flashing guns on your platform? How is Jazz channel going to get shut down when you're doxing Jazz husband? I mean, we just got to use our common sense here. So if anything, you should be worried about why their channels is not shut down. Not worried about them saying they're going to, how could they shut my channel down? Now, I'm going to wait before I finish playing the recording, because I just want to make sure you get it, because it's certain things that I would love to tell you guys that's being taken care of behind the scenes. But what upsets me, and Robert family says the same thing all the time. Why do a lot of y'all that claim y'all for R. Kelly, and the people that are standing, putting their life on the line, going from city to city, state to state, we going to court dates, we dealing with a pandemic, and we've been out there, even with a pandemic, since a year and a half ago fighting for Robert. Now, these people that you're claiming that saying they're trying to shut down, they haven't even been to one court date in over a year and some change. No rallies. They haven't put up one receipt that they sent Robert over $20. They're on the internet flashing guns. They're on the internet doxing. They're on the internet posting people's families. So how would I ever get my page shut down? Did you ever see me post any of these people who did all this stuff to my family? And I don't want you to take offense, but I'm saying the way you came in, you left a message and said, hey, just don't speak on other folks. Just focus on your great job that you're doing. But I'm pretty sure if you've been watching this all this time, when they posted my brother 2 days before his funeral, I didn't see nobody saying anything. Secondly, when they doxed my husband, I didn't see nobody saying anything. They play my videos almost every single day. I didn't see nobody saying anything. And with all that going on, I have dropped receipts of all the money I've been sending Robert. I have dropped receipts to back up everything from my stories. Not even just that, a couple of people who support R. Kelly, who was there with me in Washington and who just knows me in real life, have came and spoke on my platform multiple times, debunking all the lies over there from that woman channel to his channel. And y'all know who I'm talking about without having to say their names. But for you to say, oh, because they're threatening, I wouldn't even wrote that in the chat. Because how would they get my channel shut down? Out of all the things they did to me, not one time did I even put their picture up yet. Not one time did I ever even play their videos on my channel. So why would my channel get shut down? No, Precious. I was in the mix of playing Nicole, R. Kelly's lawyer, to debunk some of these lies that has been told. But I was answering Zena because the way she came in the chat, it kind of confused me because she was saying like, oh, don't say nobody's names, you know, just focus on the work that you're doing. And oh, because they're saying they shutting your channel down. But if you use your common sense, how would they be able to shut my channel down when they exploited my dead brother? They doxed my husband. They play all of my videos. Just playing my videos itself, I could strike every single channel. Just playing my videos itself, I could strike every single channel. Then dox my husband. I could strike every single channel. But instead, I said nothing. I just started speaking days ago. And every time I come and speak, I say, please leave me alone. And I drop my receipts and I keep it moving. So for you to ever think that they say they're going to shut my channels down, the next time you should go over there and ask them, how is Jazz channel going to get shut down when y'all on your channels flashing guns? Make it make sense. Now let's get back to what's important.
I'll say, I mean, he's sort of been painted as a monster, right? This guy who just takes advantage of kids and is now, if you don't get the army that whatever options they're going to give me, even though there might have to be a gun to my head, I would find a way to get myself there to.
For you. Now there's these alleged sex tapes of Mr. Kelly that are in the prosecution's hands, correct?
I know you are, Zena, but it just really hurts my feelings because if you've been around since day one and you've seen what transpired when I walked away from this man and that girl over there who been creating problems since the beginning, we all know that that girl over there is not for R. Kelly. Okay? She sit up there and let them other people that's not for Rob attack R. Kelly supporters. Not even just that. She made a whole lie up and said that we set her up in Washington. Okay? Not even just that. When I chose to walk away from them because I wanted to give respect where it was due, that my subscribers and R. Kelly supporters didn't want the drama. The day after that, they started attacking me. Okay? I let it slide. I didn't care because I knew who I was focused on. But once my brother got exploded on the internet and they lied and said his name was Don Snow and all that, do you know that nobody ever came and apologized? Do you know the guy Don Snow came out of his mouth on that channel and said he didn't know me and that that picture was not him of my brother? Then my husband was doxxed. Then my videos are being played over there 24/7 on him and her. I got over 12 videos of her playing my videos, putting out my name on her channel, Same with him. So I just don't know why you would come back with a narrative that they saying they're going to shut my channel down. That don't even make no common sense. Why would my channel get shut down when you don't see guns on my channel? You don't see their videos on my channel. You don't see their pictures on my channel. You don't see their family being doxxed on my channel. But you see all that over there. So it's like a distraction. It's like a distraction. Because if you watching everything that's going over there and what they saying, because nobody else came back and told me, they said they was going to shut down my channel. And even if they did hear it, people know not to come back and say that to me because it doesn't make any sense. How would they shut down my channel? That's the question I'm asking you. And I think you don't have an answer to it. And that's why I said it's not good to carry bones, because it's like a distraction. And this is what they want from over that side. They want to play into the minds to distract and have you focus on something that doesn't even make sense. So I love you to death, Zena. I just don't want you to get caught up in carrying the bones. Meaning, I don't know if you over there watching it, because again, I have a lot of supporters and subscribers that call me every day. I have people that buy my CMOS. I had people who just call me because they know I'm close to, they don't know how to do the Western Union, or maybe they need information on Robert lawyers. But nobody called me and told me today, oh, they're going to shut down your channels, because it doesn't make sense. Now, if I put my channel in a predicament where I'm threatening people's lives, I'm posting guns, I'm doxing people's families, then you'll put your channel at risk of being shut down. But I don't even play other people's videos with their faces on it. And another thing, all three of my channels, I never had a copyright strike. So that's just to give you some type of understanding. I just don't like how we in the midst of playing Robert's lawyer, and the first thing you do is come over here and say to me, don't say nobody else's name. And like I said, I spoke to a very big blogger the other day, and this is why they're coming for me. This is why they're lying on me, because I am growing. I'm growing. I am growing. Trust me. And when they see, and shout out to my brother, Black CEO, because like he told me the other day, if they're talking, you're doing something good. Let them talk. And that's all I'm going to say. Let's focus back on this information from Robert's lawyer, Nicole. And I love you, Zena. It's Ramadan, so I will be praying for you once I done this live, because I just don't want you to fall into the distractions. And I just feel like whatever you might have seen earlier, whatever you might have heard earlier, I don't mind you coming to tell me different things, but that comment about my page getting shut down, that don't even make sense. Because even with these people exploiting my dead brother, I still never disrespected nobody's family, because I wasn't raised like that. So they'll get theirs. Trust me, inshallah, they will get theirs. But one thing I would not do is ever disrespect nobody's family, even if they do it to mine.
Well, what sounds so good is you said tapes. And that's because it's been represented that there's one tape. Then there's Michael Avenatti with the first tape.
Right.
Then all of a sudden he talks to the media and said there's a second tape. And then he said there's a third tape. Meanwhile, Bushman, my understanding for what the prosecutor has indicated so far, there's one tape. And that tape they have not produced to us yet.
Wow. So you haven't even seen the tape, the evidence that they claim they have against R. Kelly.
You got it.
Wow. Another question that came from Instagram from Diva_Nails. She was thinking that he's going to be charged, but she feels like they're not going to charge him with everything that they're trying to charge him with. But she was also asking, what about the parents of these alleged kids, that he allegedly, had relations with? What, or if anything, is going to happen to them?
Okay, so the first part of that question, with regards to the girls, listen, we know, it's actually the second part of your question. We know that there are two sets of parents that have been active and on TV and with Gayle King, trying to, what they're calling, see their daughters, right? We know that. That's a fact. Another fact is that one of Robert's girlfriends, we learned, was Jocelyn, and Jocelyn Savage, and her parents are indicating that they're actively trying to see Jocelyn. Robert and Jocelyn have told them several times that they can come meet her. And yet in the media, all we're hearing is, we can't see her. Is she okay? Is she safe? She's called them and said everything's fine. They have their own contentious issues that started way before Robert even came into Joycelyn Savage's life. So, it's an easy thing for the media to sort of put out there, and the Savages keep going on TV shows and putting that out there. And I get it. If I hadn't seen my daughter in a while, I'd be doing anything I could to see him.
Right.
But they have that opportunity, and yet there's all these stipulations that they want to put on it. You know what, Bushman, if someone had my child, and I hadn't seen my child in a year, 2 years, whatever they're claiming, right? You better bet that whatever options they're going to give me, even though there might have to be a gun to my head, I would find a way to get myself there to see my freaking daughter.
Right.
So it certainly should put some questions and red flags in everybody's mind.
Do you think the media coverage on this, and even everything with like the Lifetime surviving R. Kelly, do you think it's making your job harder and confusing the listener, the audience who are fans of R. Kelly?
There's no doubt. Okay. There is, unfortunately for Robert, this came at a very crucial part of life and history with the whole hashtag Me Too. We see in the media, people are going down right and left, and we're talking big people.
Yeah.
Right. So unfortunately, Robert has certainly been sort of tied into that whole movement, and that movement is a very strong movement.
Yes.
Okay. So Robert's blessed to have tons of really dedicated fans. His fans are ride or die. Right. I mean, you go anywhere, and sure, there's the haters, but there's also he's got a lot of lovers that he appreciates, supporting him. And, he's a man who at this point we know is not making money.
Right.
Okay. And it's not because he doesn't want to, it's because there's vendors that just refuse, basically blackball him. Correct? So if he can't make any money, how is he going to get the army that he needs to put stuff out in the media so that they understand that hashtag Me Too? Sure, we understand that victims need a voice.
Right.
But he not only hashtag Me Too, but in general, most of the media, I'd say 90%, they are boxing this man in. Okay. And it's very difficult for him to have a voice because he unfortunately has been the focus of a lot of media negativity. And the other side hasn't really been talked about. And frankly, that is part of why I'm here. And that's part of why I approve doing some of the interviews on TV, because there's another side. But without money, how is he going to get, he was a mega star. if he's got megastar money, he's going to be able to combat the media just like anyone else. But we know, unfortunately for Robert, he's surrounded himself around some people that really took advantage of him. Specifically, I mean, with regards to money management, and you hear about that all the time, right? So that's not something new. But what it did is it really minimized his circle of trust. And when you minimize your circle of trust, you don't know who you can trust and who you can't. The problems is now, if you don't got the money behind you, how are you going to combat this enormous storm that's coming your way? And that's why I'm here to sort of speak out, to remind the world that there's always three sides to a story.
Now, I did see, I think on TMZ yesterday, where he paid 2 months of child support ahead.
So he paid 2 months of child support that he had owed.
Okay.
He's up to date. He also, remember there was a woman who's doing a civil suit and he didn't show up for court. And everyone's like, oh my God, he didn't show up for court. What's wrong with him? He's big ego. Okay. Well, first of all, it was a win, by the way. The other day, the judge lifted that particular decision.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
You got it. So that was good. But listen, Robert happens to be, now I've spent a lot of time with him, okay? Because I need to understand, just like I do with any client, I need to understand where that person is coming from and what their perspective is. Okay, I have been with him in person. We are in constant communication. Okay, he is now. Some people say, I mean, he's sort of been painted as a monster, right? This guy who just takes advantage of kids, and we saw Gail King where he was,
and you heard her say that she is in consistent communication with Robert Sylvester Kelly. So when you hear people lying, saying that she told them that nobody sent money, that was a bold-faced lie. And let me also tell you this. No lawyer is going to sit up here and lie or even come and lie to anybody about what another supporter is sending her client, because at the end of the day, that's confidentiality. That's nobody's business. She's never going to tell another supporter what this other supporter is sending to her client. So when you hear these lies, this is why I say, when you feed into it, you just use your common sense. Hey, we seen the receipts of these people sending the money to her. You seen the person dropping the receipt, the envelope off, shipping it out. But these people still will humiliate themselves and come on the internet and say something else. So you just got to use your common sense. And that's why Robert Sylvester Kelly said, come on, hate me if you want to hate me. Love me if you want to love me. But at the end of the day, use your common sense.
Very emotional.
Very,
just like, I don't know, that kind of like touched me. I was like, okay, what is going on? Part of me is like, okay, he seems very passionate and emotional about what's going on. Then there's that fear for Gail. What is he about to do? And he left, I think, a lot of people wondering.
Absolutely. Now listen, Bushman, imagine that the world literally is coming down around you, literally. And you don't have the ability really to fight it off. And it is a very big thing. The media is a very, very big player in a lot of people's lives who are in the spotlight or even not in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
So when Robert was there with Gail, my belief in watching that was, and now knowing Robert like I know him, that was like his cry. That was his, men aren't supposed to be emotional and cry. I think it had been so bottled up in him for so long that was like, he's like, please, he was desperate at that point for the world to understand where he was coming from. Right. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions. I can't tell you how many times I see on the radio show or hear on a radio show or see on TV, he's explosive. Did he act like that when you were with him? Which meant whenever I'm with him, he happens to be, and I don't know if you've met him, but he happens to be a really nice guy.
I met him years ago, back when it was RKelly and Public Announcement.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's a nice guy. I mean, he must be doing something right to have millions and millions of people that come. And I get it. They love his music. Okay. But if he's not a respected guy, no one's going to be coming around you. If you're controversial, no one's going to be coming to see you. He's been on millions of stages with tons of fans around him. And when I'm with him, like I said, I'm not starstruck, so I'm not a fan, but we go deep when we talk, okay? And I've never seen an explosive side of him. Now, obviously, I'm his lawyer. I get it. There's a respect factor there. It's a different relationship. But usually, those kind of people who I have dealt with in my life several times, they have breaks where you see a little like, oh, geez. Okay, now I know what the media is talking about. I haven't seen that. In fact, I've seen a man who is, and I hate to use this word because I know it's going to be scrutinized, but he's suffering. Now, I know I'm not asking for sympathy for him because, everyone's got to man up. But he is slowly being uplifted by the support that he has from his fans. He's actually produced about somewhere now between 7 to 9 albums because he's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, that was a question from Brittany. Brittany, who I know is a huge RKelly fan. Anytime he would come to town, always would be asking me, can I get tickets? You going to the show, blah, 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 blah. She was asking on Facebook, when will this be over? We need new music.
I couldn't agree with her more. And I bet Robert would say, thank you, hallelujah. Yes, actually, Robert is, that's his thing. We all have something that we go to when we need to just sort of space out. Mine is reality TV, which my husband, I'm sure, loves. But so his is music. That's his passion. It's not his job. It's his passion.
Right.
So what he does and what he's been doing this whole time is recording some insane music. Because everyone knows that this man has this talent for singing and putting out great hits. So the world knows he is working on that. And not only is he working on it, he is doing it. He has come up with a bunch of albums already. And he is going to have, I don't want to say too much, but the public will be able to hear those songs and, really enjoy what the lovers know is amazing music.
So let me ask you this, because I've gotten this question a lot, and someone did want me to ask you this. So it came out that Robert does not know how to read. But other people were asking, if he does not know how to read, how is he writing music?
So that's what's so crazy. So 2 things about that. First, he does have some literacy issues. But I've watched him, and I know he's read texts that I send him all the time, okay? But he is such a musical genius. He taught himself at a very young age how to play the piano. He does it all by his ear and his brain, and he writes music. It's beautiful. He doesn't need to read to write music. It comes from within him or from what he's seen in life. There's a million different ways he comes up with the songs, and He just happens to be a genius in that area.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Now, there's a big controversy about text messages, emails exchanged with the prosecutor and the other attorney you were talking about earlier.
Avenatti.
Yes. What is going on with that?
So currently, as of today, there's nothing going on other than we now have the abilities to sort of look at the way this whole thing unfolded and try and make sense of it. Because we know that the Lifetime thing aired, the first show.
And there's now
there's the follow-up.
The follow-up.
Yep. So the Lifetime thing airs. Kim Fox goes on TV asking for victims to call in and come to talk to her, which we could go on for hours about that.
Right.
Because that is simply just, I've never seen that done. Typically, a victim goes through the police department, and once they're at the police department, there's an investigation done, and then that request for a warrant is sent over to the prosecutor's office. And sure, the police might go on TV and say, hey, if anyone else has seen anyone rob a store like this, or if anyone else knows anyone else was involved in this robbery, please call us. That's the police department.
Right.
For an actual prosecutor to, for lack of a better word, solicit people to come in, not having a report from anyone locally in Chicago, that procedure was something that was bizarre. Okay, so she does that, right? After that, we hear that there's a number of people that call, and then they start investigating.
And there's one that's locally.
You got it. Well, let's get to the local one in a sec. Okay. So these people start calling, right? And then we find this Michael Avenatti, who, for lack of better words, he is this self-proclaimed, big defense attorney. He's got the high-profile cases and stuff. People like to listen to him. And he talks, and he's not afraid to talk. But unfortunately, his talking and doing has gotten him in a lot of trouble. He is currently indicted in another state. But the indictment, the charges of like embezzlement and so forth, those are proof, those are facts that he is charged with some crimes that are notorious for being a liar, right? Not perhaps, although he hasn't been tried yet, perhaps he wasn't telling the truth about a lot of stuff, right? So now you come back to our timeline, right? Avenatti, after the request for the victims to come in, now Avenatti is saying, I got a videotape, right? And he's swearing the videotape is a different videotape from the 2002 matter. Not only does he say he has a videotape, then he says he's got a second videotape. Then all of a sudden we hear he's got a third videotape, right? Lo and behold, all I can tell you is what I know so far and what I've been told so far. There's one tape. Okay? And where is all this other stuff that he was talking to the media about? I mean, remember, he was taped when he went to Nike. That was one of the issues that he's in trouble for.
Right.
And when he was talking to them in Nike, he basically said something to the effect of 90% of what I say is BS and 10% of it is true. And he included RKelly's name in that statement. Okay? Red flag, red flag, red flag. So here is an individual who may have, the smoking gun, let's say, in Robert's case, a video of what he claims, is illegal acts. The same guy is saying that 90% of what he says is true and, is false, and 10% is true. That should be really scary. That Kim Fox, because that's my understanding from reading everything, is that she actually met with Avenatti at the airport, is what the reports say, to get the tape from him. And that is ultimately how the tape came to the prosecutor's office. Now, not to mention, I skipped this part, CNN reports that they saw the tape. You know what that means? That means that Avenatti must have given them the tape. That's what they're saying. And I find that insane because that's called disseminating child porn.
Exactly. And this is what I was trying to tell y'all when that other side kept saying that the prosecutors lied and was saying that they had a football field full of child porn. So if this is also true, and then you have CNN that came out and said that Avenatti bought them the tapes, they reviewed the tapes, then you had their guy is saying him coming out saying his little theories of that it was 3 tapes and people were saying no. And plus, not even that, that's like tampering with evidence because if Avenatti's claiming it's a crime on his video, he was supposed to head straight to the police, not the CNN for a journalist to pick it up.
You cannot, not only can you not watch it, but as a lawyer, we can't, frankly, as any person, not just a lawyer, but a lawyer should know better. You cannot turn it, that tape goes nowhere but to the police.
Right.
Somehow this tape is given to the prosecutor, and then that is what they're saying they've based some of the charges on.
So do you think that, and this would be your opinion, he's using this to deflect off of what he's going through?
So, great point, Bushman. I don't think the way a master manipulator thinks. That's not the way I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I would simply be making assumptions if I had to tell you what exactly and why exactly he's doing what he's doing. But I can tell you that, first of all, we haven't seen the video, which is insane, right? I mean, it's if this is what they're claiming this is all about, we should be part of that or able to go into the prosecutor's office and at least just watch it there as lawyers.
Yes.
But
so let's debunk the other lie. Remember, put a 1 in the chat. If you remember, the ones that don't like RKelly, remember they put out that narrative that day in court that the prosecutors told RKelly lawyers that they had a football field full of child porn and that the lawyers could come past to check it out. Now, like she just said, they still haven't seen the tape because at the end of the day, that goes straight to the police to stay in evidence until the trial because not even the lawyers and nobody else is supposed to be watching this tape. So all of a sudden, he said over there that the prosecutors told the lawyers, hey, we got all this child porn. If you guys like, you could come down and visit so you can see what we have. But you just heard the lawyers say again, after I said it and other bloggers said it, that there's only one tape and they have not showed the lawyers or passed the evidence over. But you don't just walk into this thing, Michael Avenatti, and thought that you was running stuff. And when Michael Avenatti went to CNN, he was supposed to go straight to the police. But then it comes out that Michael Avenatti was a known criminal, known criminal and known crook. And he tried to take down the ex-president, okay, Donald Trump. That didn't succeed. So then he went after RKelly. But he's the one that said there were 3 tapes. And I knew that he was just doing it for publicity because at that time, that was the time that he was threatening Nike to extort them. So he was just out here acting like a lost soul and running from this person, that person, this person, that person, this person, that person. So let me finish, you guys. Now you hear it.
I don't know what Mr. Avenatti's motives are, nor, frankly, may we ever find out.
Hey,
but what I
Cheryl.
do know is all of those are facts that we all know about. And all of those certainly hinge on, is that a legitimate tape? Is it not? Are there 2 other random tapes floating out there that he claims? You know, and again, this is a fact that was put out in the media, that the tape came from a man who was watching he was looking through his VHS tapes, and all of a sudden he found he ended up watching this tape. And then that tape from him was turned over to Avenatti.
Now think about that. Did y'all hear what she said? Now, the black guy from Philadelphia who claimed he was in his basement going through his tapes and just found the tape of R. Kelly, instead of for that man taking that tape to the cops, she said that tape was sent to Avenatti. And remember, what's the lawyer name? The woman who went right over there and grabbed him up and claimed she was representing him too. Outrage. Okay? So all these different tapes, why were they just sent to Avenatti and not the cops if you claim you seen a tape that had a crime on it or a minor? Make that make sense.
Right? Supposedly, after obviously some time passes, we learned from the media that that original man who found the VHS tape was paid to turn over this tape to supposedly Michael Avenatti. Okay? I mean,
put them bombs in the chat. If y'all can, drop the bombs in the chat. Drop the bombs in the chat. Drop those bombs in the chat. If you got fire, drop the fire in the chat. If you got bombs, drop a bomb in the chat. Like she said, that guy was paid to send over that tape to Avenatti. But guess what? If it was a crime on that tape and Robert Sylvester Kelly was guilty of a crime, why would you have to pay somebody to send the tape over to Michael Avenatti and not take the tape to the cops? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. All these crooked people running around from left to right, left to right. And this is the man who she is talking about at the bottom of the screen with Gloria Allred. So now we know he was paid to turn over this tape to Michael Avenatti. Yes. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Precious. Put them bombs and that fire in the chat. So we done debunked about 4 lies. The lies about the other side that hate R. Kelly, said it was a football field full of child porn. That was a lie. Then they said that they told the lawyers they could come down and view all this child porn. That was a lie because the lawyers didn't even get to see this tape, they're saying. And like she said, you can't just pass that around without somebody noticing the lies. Because at the end of the day, why would they say one tape, and this tape hasn't even been shown or given to the lawyers for the lawyers to see, but it's supposed to be one tape. But remember, it was CNN set out their own mouth on their platform that it was 3 tapes. And CNN said, we saw the tapes. So they put their job and their reputation on the line by letting Michael Avenatti come and play everybody. Like this is sad because if Robert Sylvester Kelly was so guilty, why would you have to steal and take clothes and do all this extra stuff? And if Robert again was so guilty, why would you have to make up lies about tapes, pay people to turn in tapes? Then remember we heard people say they paid people to lie. Then people cars is getting broken while R. Kelly things was in that vehicle. So basically we all know who the real criminals are. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, Zena.
You have the tape in the first
Exactly. Like, first of all, VHS, no offense, but that went out, I don't know how long ago. Listen,
I can't find a VHS player that will work when I try to like watch old tapes.
Sure.
Find like old footage of me doing something, interviewing somebody.
Sure.
I can't find one that it either chews it up or it just doesn't do anything.
So this guy has got this VHS tape that he just found happenstance thing, which is insane, but okay. And then, wow, look, it happens to be the exact tape that he turns over to Avenatti and then he moves out. I mean, you just, listen, if you want to put this in a bow and say Robert's guilty, it's very easy to just listen and take in everything that we're hearing in the media.
Right. But
I'm here and I am representing Robert because there is another side to the story. Now, listen, I'm not, if there's a tape and if a tape exists and if the tape has these things that they're claiming it has, listen, I get it. That's a different story, but I can't tell you that that's happening or that's what is going on because I haven't seen it. So it's just interesting, though, if you really pull everything apart, open everyone's eyes to the other options or other things that could be going on. I mean, listen, we live here in Michigan, right?
Right.
So we're not like in the California spotlight or the New York spotlight. I mean, we're, granted Detroit's amazing and we're really up and coming, but there really is such a thing as the media taking people down.
Yeah.
And, without being able to have
Put them fires in the chat. You hear what she said? Basically, Robert is fighting against the media. And if you all remember, that was Avenatti's whole thing. Same thing he did to Donald Trump. He wanted to run to the media to basically, that's why I told you guys a couple days ago. That's why you have a lot of artists that sign NDAs and stuff when you see women trying to come out and speak against them because they want to protect their brand, because you hurt yourself more when these people come out with lies to the media. That's why they usually call it like a smear campaign, where they want to try to take down your career through the media. And like I say, and been saying for 2 years now, media manipulation. Manipulate the mind. They throw something out there, they figure you're going to grasp it. Next thing you know, that's all you see and hear. So they know how to manipulate the minds. Manipulate the minds. And the crazy part of all of this is, like she said, you claiming that it's a tape, there's a tape. So why would you have to pay this guy from Philadelphia to turn into Michael Avenatti? If R. Kelly was so guilty, why didn't he just go straight to the cops? But then all of a sudden, Gloria Allred, she can't even practice in Philadelphia. and got right up out of there too. So at the end of the day, I was trying to pull up this picture for you guys, but I'm going to leave this message up from Nicole. So if anybody who's just coming in want to rewind it back, I usually try to keep it brief so I don't go over the time on the channel. But as of now, it's at 2:06:02. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys want to come back, I'm going to open up a new live so that this one I could end. So for people who want to listen, they can be able to not have to go so far in just to listen. If that's okay with you guys. Okay. So, yes, like this is beyond great. I'm so proud of Nicole. And the crazy thing is, we just were telling Nicole last week, me and I know others, that we were upset about the lies that people kept putting out here, trying to make Robert look bad, not appreciating that you have real supporters who has been helping this man and sending money to help Robert with his defense. And for people to be degraded, people to be attacked, all of this because R. Kelly said to his family and his people that he didn't want it that way. Okay, so why send money somewhere else when R. Kelly is saying he'd rather it through the Western Union? I would never get mad. I say, okay, great, because at least it goes to Robert Sylvester Kelly. But back to the ranch. So I hope everybody knows there's no 3 tapes. There is one alleged tape, and that this guy that's on the screen with Gloria Allred, he paid Michael Avenatti, we're going to say allegedly, to give him the tape. Never went to the police or authorities. Next. Then you had people running around the internet lying, knowing that several of us were at the court date when the judge told people that, okay, sure, okay. But then you had people running around on the internet lying, saying that the prosecutor said they had a football field full of child porn and was telling the lawyers come check it out. Like, it's crazy. And at the end of the day, what Michael Avenatti did to Robert Sylvester Kelly, and for Michael Avenatti to still be out right now, still be out, and I believe he's still out until May. And I believe once May gonna come, they're gonna put in for another motion. Another motion. And at the end of the day, we have to stay focused that they're going to use as much as possible to try to tear Robert Sylvester Kelly down in the media. Why do you guys think they're trying so hard? Why do you think a lot of us bloggers are getting attacked day in and day out? It's not just me getting attacked. It's far from just me. People are putting out people's addresses. People are putting out their families. And again, how could you, even sit up there and lie to these supporters and tell them that it was child porn, knowing if these people ran across some child porn, the first thing what happened was new charges on Robert Sylvester Kelly. So I'm gonna just end this one, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click right back on. So if you want to join the next one, just click on, and I'm gonna drop the link for the new one, and you could come up on the panel. Exactly, Precious. Exactly. Exactly, Precious. They must have forgot. Yes, Nicole is a former sex crime prosecutor that's trained. Most of these devils, she along with rip these people apart on the stand. Exactly. And that's why I said people don't understand. Nicole is very, very equipped for this job.